Hi Dan, good morning sir. Andy Taylor here with Red Rock Roofing, where we stand for greatness. I'm at 1438 Morningside Drive here in Longmont, Colorado. I'm going to do a quick inspection video here for the roof. Bear with me briefly. I'm going to make my way up the ladder. So the first thing that I want to point out is the lack of drip edge flashing around the entire perimeter of the home. So drip edge flashing goes 2 inches here over the fascia, 2 inches back into the shingle, and that simply encapsulates all the eaves and rakes of the home. Is code item nowadays, so it protects from wind-driven rain, ice damming runoff, and ultimately water migration. So back when the home was built, that wasn't code, and has now become code. Next thing I want to point out is going to be the massive amount of granules, and this is filled with a lot of dirt as well. As you can see, I can really move that around, but this is inhibiting the gutter to do what it does best, which is allowing water to funnel down to the downspout and then away from the home. So these definitely need to be cleaned out. Next thing I want to point out is that the roof is an old 3-tab. With the 3-tab, a lot of the times you see with the thermal adhesive glue underneath these shingles, it cures and then it no longer holds the shingle down. And this is kind of widespread across the roof as well. Cool little flashing here to direct water. I like to see that. That's a drip edge as well. So next thing to detail is going to be the roof does have what's called zippering. Zippering is simply when one shingle that lifts up in turn lifts up the next shingle. And right here you can see that this shingle here is actually disconnected from the nail itself. So that is likely to rip off soon. And then that just continues to go up, where you can see the next one just in turn lifts it up. So you have a lot of fraying going on these shingles themselves. There's a lot of what we call silvering. So all this fiberglass that's starting to show through on the shingle, sooner or later will start wicking water and pulling it into the system. And that a lot of the times allows water to get on and then cure that glue underneath holding those down. Quite a bit of granule loss up here, as you saw it in the gutter, but some definitely spots up here where the silvering is just really bad, fiberglass showing through. So again, just shingles all over the place are flipping up on this roof. And then in turn, you've got a lot of this zippering going on again. So in a few of these spots, the shingles are definitely, like that one is disconnected again from the shingle itself. So this one is likely to come off soon also. So with that, some of the flashing that's up here, like these nails, they start to emerge from the surface. So this flashing should definitely be tacked down a lot better. I want to move over to the boot jacks that are on this roof. So a lot of them are these plastic boot jacks. And what you can see with this plastic is that because of the heat, it starts to curl. So with that plastic and this shingle flipping up, it has potential for water to get right into there. And then this shingle is no longer even keeping water away. This boot jack ends about right here. So there's a decking problem up here as well. Underneath this turtle vent, it is very soft right here. I can actually push my foot down and in. And with that, the shingle itself is again starting to cure the glue underneath. So first thing an adjuster will look for when getting up here to do a claim for insurance is called collateral damage. Collateral damage to you and I are simply signs and indicators that there has been a storm in the area. Really what they're looking for is soft metal indentations. Now with that, there's really a lot of granule loss up here and what we call heat blistering. So it's actually hard to see what is hail up here. But with Longmont having what's called a 1 square rule, meaning all I need is one 10 by 10 anywhere on this roof, and they have to bring the whole roof up to code. So if you wanted to take a shot at insurance, we could certainly do that. I would meet the adjuster here on site and really just help them find at least 6 to 10 in a 110 by 10 and hopefully get approved. Now I did notice in the end of my inspection here that these boot jacks compared to the plumbing pipes are a little offset. So this is an opening right here actually letting water into the system. So when a new boot jack goes on, I don't like using these plastic boot jacks. We would actually use a metal boot jack with a rubber grommet that would really hold on to this pipe a lot better, and we would set it correctly so that it's not offset letting water in. Other than that, Andy Taylor with Red Rock Roofing. I very much appreciate the opportunity to get out here and to bring you up to speed. I wanted to do a quick look up on this roof so that you can actually see a lot of the fiberglass and silvering going on. You also have quite a bit of heat blistering. This is when air stagnates in the attic space and it has to force its way through the shingle, and it makes these perfect circles and pop motion. It's actually all over the roof here. So again, Andy Taylor, I really appreciate the opportunity to get out here, bring up to speed. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off.